everywhere. It could be anywhere. I'm here to help out with that, of course. I'll point out whatever I find, but if you see something that I don't, above your heads is your spotting guide. That can help you out as well. We're not guaranteed to see everything that's on the guide. We could see a few things that aren't on there. Gotta just see what happens. We're gonna get started here in the Little Ituri Forest. It's very dense, lots of good hiding spots here, so we're not starting off too easy. Gotta start looking right away. We'll start on the right. That large animal, striped legs, it's called an okapi. It is not related to the zebra, even though it's kind of got the legs going on. It's actually the only known relative of a giraffe. If we can get a better look at the body shape, you'll see their similarities. Their skeletons are almost identical, apart from the size. Over here. It is hiding pretty well, but they've been known to do that. They actually weren't discovered by the Western world until around 1901. For an animal that big, that's insanely late. They thought it was a myth up until that point. We are in a pretty good position to find animals already. We're in between a couple watering holes. Near water usually brings about the best luck, so we'll swing around, see what else we can find.
Alligators out here?
Not this one. This is usually a hippo poke. No? No?
This is not a hippo.
This is a black rhino. That's around 3,000 pounds. It's actually less than 5,000 of them left in the world. And then the one I saw earlier, one of my favorites, the bongos. Bongos are also known as the ghosts of the forest because usually they're hiding pretty hard to find. For us to get back close to them, it doesn't happen too often. Alrighty, that's a pretty solid start. I thought we did well around the water, so we're going to try to keep that up. At the crossroads here, take the center route. Goes to the Salmon River. One animal that's notorious for hanging around African rivers is the hippopotamus. Hippos can swim, but they prefer to walk along the bottom of the river, so we're kind of looking for big, dark shadows. Maybe we'll see like a nose or an eye pop up. Bubbles and ripples are great signs. As we're looking, just keep in mind, hippos are one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. So don't lean too far trying to find one. I can see some bubbles, but nothing definitive yet.
Yep, that's definitely a hippo.
Oh, there's a bunch on the left.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there.
A group of hippos. It's called a bloat. It's one of my favorite terms. Did you see the baby that just popped up? They are nocturnal. It's about that time of day where they could be waking up. Maybe they're still sleeping. Looks like we got a mix. The birds right in front of them, those are pink-backed pelicans. They get that name because their backs turn pink during mating season. It's the smallest pelican species. There's a few black vultures here and there as well. They actually help the hippos. They eat off their dead skin. Oh, also in the river, Nile crocodiles. These can get just as long as giraffes are tall, 16 to 20 feet. And they can jump that full body length straight up out of the water. They have a couple different group names of crocodiles. On land, they're fast. In the water, they're afloat. There's a lot of fun group names like that all throughout Africa. Float of hippos, float of crocodiles. Had we seen more rhinos, that's a crash. I'll point out as many as we can as we go along. Coming up on our right side, it's not an animal, but we can talk about it. This is a alot tree. These are also called upside down trees. Their branches look more like roots. The reason they're so thick is because they store up water for the dry season. The dry season lasts about 9 months out of the year here in Africa, so that's really helpful. They live to be a couple thousand years old. Looks like we're entering the savannah now. It's going to be very open, lots of space out here. Might not be too hard to see some of the animals, but still, you want to keep your eyes open. You'd be surprised at what can hide from you. We can see a lot already. The road circles around, so we'll talk about everything, but we'll just work with whatever's closest to us. Let's start with these cute little gazelle, I should say, on the right side. Those are springbok. That's as big as they get. They're only 3 feet tall. However, that's the second fastest animal on land. They get up to 60 miles an hour. They also jump about 7 feet in the air. On the other side of the height spectrum, the tallest animals are the giraffe. They can get over 20 feet tall. The group would be a tower. It's another fun one. They're a lot closer to the other side of the road, so we'll take the loop and see how close we can get. Larger animals, like rhinos, even elephants, will rub up against these whenever they have an itch. So they get knocked down all the time. That's why we're seeing some in pillars and some in piles. The giraffe haven't really moved, so we're going to get pretty close to them over here. That long neck they're so famous for has the same number of vertebrae your neck does. Which is 7. It's the same for most mammals. My favorite fact about them, though, is that giraffe only sleep 30 minutes in a day. And in little 5-minute naps. It's pretty rare to find one sleeping. It's not as rare to find them eating. They do that 20 hours out of the day. As they're eating, though, see if you can spot their tongue. Usually, however many feet tall the giraffe is how many inches long their tongue is. So let's say this one eating on the left is, I don't know, like 15 feet tall, has a 15-inch long tongue. Their tongues are also prehensile, so they use it to grab onto whatever they're eating. So far, all the giraffe I can see are Maasai giraffe. There's a few different species. A lot of species have a very geometric pattern Kind of looks like they have squares instead of spots, but not these ones. They're just kind of messy. That's the best way to remember it too. Messiah sounds like messy. They're the ones with the messy spots. I don't know how far we're gonna get. There's a giraffe standing right in the road. Here seems good. This is one of the benefits of a free roaming safari. If an animal sits in the middle of the road, we just kind of sit there with them. Not a whole lot we can do. If you haven't spotted them already, we're getting close to the baby giraffe in this tower. Looks like they got a few of them.
That kind of looks like Leo. If it was the size of Leo.
Yeah, there's plenty of them.
Right?
All these young ones are probably about a year old, maybe a little less. Giraffes are born at 6 feet tall. These ones aren't too much taller by giraffe standards. Also next to us on the right is a herd of white-bearded wildebeest. It's one of the best migrators in Africa. They travel around 1,000 miles every year. It's like kind of a smaller herd for them. When they're migrating, they're in the hundreds of thousands. Wildebeest are the most densely populated mammal right behind us. On your right, the giant horns. These are Ankoli cattle. They're also called Watusi cattle, if you've ever heard that term before. Their horns are 3 to 4 feet long on average. You'd assume those would be heavy or bothersome. Not really. They're mostly hollow. Only thing inside is a bunch of capillaries, mucous membranes. It helps their blood flow and keeps them cool. A lot of good hiding spots around us. Feel free to let me know if you see something. I'm alright at this, but there's 30-something other people in the truck. Chances are someone will see something that I don't. Okay, this could be a good sign. The red light that's next to us. This is a favorite of elephants. Elephant skin is pretty sensitive, so they throw this clay on their body as a form of protection. It's kind of like sunblock. They also eat it. It's actually full of vitamins and minerals, so makes for a good snack. Yeah, sure enough, you can see some tusk marks, footprints here. But oh, I can see one of them on the left. Let's keep going, see how many there might be. Now, we love seeing elephants. African farmers, not as much. Elephants tend to eat all their crops. Each one eats about 300 pounds of food a day. And and they trample whatever's left. So research has gone into elephants, and they discovered that these massive creatures are scared of bees. They won't go anywhere near bees if they can hear them buzzing or see them. So now, farmers just put beehives all around their farm. This special type of fence. Sounds kind of silly, and it is simple, but it works. Keeps elephants out successfully, safely, more importantly, and farmers sell money from it too. Another elephant just past the hill on the left, just like one of the rocks. You have to have a lot of respect for the giraffe and elephant moms. Giraffes are pregnant for 18 months, elephants for 22. Also right next to us are the greater flamingo. This is the tallest species and the lightest shade of pink. They'll turn this color from all the beta carotene that's in the shrimp they eat. They're actually hatched gray. It takes them about 1.5 years to match their parents. Group's called the flamboyants. It's another good one. Big mud wallow here next to us. Might have been a younger elephant, maybe just going off the size, but that's not really their style. I can't make out any footprints from here, so we'll just keep our eyes open for something big. Over on the left, right near the top of the hill before the bushes begin, you can see a cheetah. Oh, here's the second one, right by the rocks. That's way easier to see. It just laid down. Cheetahs can get up to 70 miles an hour in about 3 seconds. They can only keep up that speed for a few hundred yards though. It gets tiring. Can't really blame them. Group is called a coalition. These little brown antelope are the bog. They're related to the wildebeest we saw earlier. You can really see it in their face. Cheetahs are a good mix between small and big cat. They can weigh up to 150 pounds, but they still purr. I'm not trying to sell cheetahs short or anything. They are a big cat, 150 pounds, the same big cat. They are not the biggest cats in Africa. We're actually going to look for those here. That big rock formation next to us, that's called a Kopi rock. Usually where you find lions. Lions like to use these to get up high, see their prey from a distance. Saves a lot of effort. It's kind of perfect for them because they're only active 4 to 6 hours out of the day. So, less work the better. Most of their activity happens at night, kind of like the hippos. Might still be sleeping, might be awake now. We'll kind of see what happens. We'll keep an eye on that, but immediately on our right, this is a white rhino. It is well, not this one, but white rhinos in general, about 2,000 pounds heavier than that black rhino we saw.
Literally walking right next to the truck right here. It's almost better.
It doesn't quite see us as well as we see it. Its vision goes to about 35 feet. And even then, it's kind of blurry. Their hearing's great. They know we're there. They don't really care.
Better them than us.
White rhinos are a lot less territorial than most other rhinos. Usually you find them in groups. There's some lions on your left.
That's over male.
Oh, there's a lion.
Hold on.
Yeah, that right now.
You'll
lions
usually
have
find them in groups like this
Right
called
there.
prides. The male's a little fluffier. He's got the mane. Majority are going to be female.
There's a king lion.
Some more white rhinos on the right side, some
That's
ostrich.
watching us.
We'll come back to them. Let's just double check for lions first. Most dangerous one is the one you don't see. If they decide to get any more active, maybe vocal, we know.
That's watching us.
Their roar can be heard up to 6 miles away.
The lion was watching
They're all
us.
awake at the same time. That's pretty rare in itself.
Yeah, it is.
It was watching us. That lion came right to us and ate
Alright, let's look back around to those white rhinos. Looks like the ostrich is a pretty good view. Now right away we can tell this ostrich, it's coming up on the right, is a female. A couple different ways. Females have gray feathers, males have black, and then she's right next to a bunch of eggs. Just one ostrich egg is the equivalent of 24 chicken eggs. Pretty large and pretty durable. You can stand on top, they don't crack. Don't try it out with the mama bird right there, but it does work. They lay in group nests. There's no way she laid all those eggs, so there's probably more ostrich out there somewhere. Now leaving the savannah, but we've entered the Magadi Glen. It's a peaceful little area. Sometimes animals just like to rest and relax here. Oh, Gordon's calling us in. We'll just start heading back where we're supposed to. Still got a little time ahead of us here. If you'd like to help out the animals, you can always donate directly to Disney's Conservation Fund at all food and merchandise locations in Animal Kingdom. Helps a lot of the species we just saw and many others you find all throughout the park. This summer, we've been a little more focused on lions because The Lion King came out. Since the original movie released about 25 years ago, we've lost half the lions in the wild. It's estimated by 2050 there won't be any. Our goal is to double their number instead. If you talk to any of the merchandise or food locations in the park, you can see more about how you can help out with that and get direct info.
I was in first place when I played that turtle game for you.
If there's any wilderness explorers on board, the name of the truck is Simba 1. You'll get your badge right near the front of the safari. Just remember, Simba 1. I invite you to come back on the safari whenever possible. As we just experienced, no two safaris are ever quite the same.
There's two safaris.
If you're going to be in the park for a little bit, come back once it's totally dark out. This was kind of a perfect time to do the safari, but a lot of those nocturnal animals we saw, like the lions and the hippos, are going to be even more active the darker it gets.